and you see it in history as well. People and countries have
Hi, I'm Andrew Trendle, and for the latest instalment of Enemies in Conversation, we are joined once again by Aurora.
Hey.
Woo! How are you doing today, Aurora?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing.
How are you enjoying your stay in London?
I am enjoying it. London is a strange place,
Strange how?
but full of food, and I'm enjoying the food so much.
So you're big into ramen, right?
Oh yes, I ate the most beautiful ramen, like the whole thing, which is impressive to finish the whole because it's so massive and huge.
Yeah.
But yes, I've been exploring the tastes and smells and these little things because such a large thing is happening. So I'm trying to balance the joys in life out.
And happy release week, of course. It is the week of the release of The Gods We Can Touch. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So am I right that you spent your weekend hanging out at murals of yourself and meeting fans? And
Yes, a lot of me this whole weekend. Yes, I didn't ask for the mural, by the way. I didn't ask for it. I just did it. But it was very interesting. And the guys who painted it were really lovely as well. The most beautiful thing with this whole weekend has definitely been the chance to purely reconnect with fans again, and to kind of remind me and I guess them of the beautiful thing we have, and what a beautiful and strange and uncoordinated family we are. You know, because it's been such a long time. It's been 2 years since we've done this, and it's been really nice. I feel like it's a very good start to this year, even though it's only here in London though, but it's felt very nice.
yeah. Well, we spoke before about how intense your relationship is. Well, your fans are called warriors. Warriors and weirdos, or just warriors? We got that right.
Both.
Warriors.
But it's kind of the same thing, because the weirdos, they have to fight a bit extra in this life. So if you're a weirdo, you're most likely a warrior too.
But you can be a warrior without being a weirdo.
Oh yeah, you can. But you can't be a weirdo without being a warrior.
Yeah, good. These are the rules.
Yes.
And do you find that your kind of relationship with them has intensified over the last couple of years? Have you not been able to be among them?
Well, I find it really hard to understand the internet and connect with the pictures and words and numbers there. I find them very meaningless. And it's very hard to understand that for me.
Yeah.
So touring is definitely my favorite thing about touring is the reminder of that. It's people, and they make the music so much bigger than it is. It's all them that make the music so large and eternal and meaningful, it's like alchemy, you know, magic right in front of my very own eyes.
Yeah.
So it's very nice.
Well, because we spoke before about how Runaway obviously blew up on TikTok and crashed into the charts all over the world and stuff. And you said, like you said then, you didn't really, the whole thing about algorithms and numbers and charts doesn't really register with you, like it's another language. But do you feel that there are now, as a result of that, there are now a lot more people out there open to Aurora and waiting for Aurora music?
I haven't really thought about it. Once you have more than one fan, okay, let's be honest. Once I have had more fans than my mother, it's all kind of been a mush. Because I don't really notice or I guess I haven't really gone back on tour after that, so I don't really know. But I don't think about it too much. I find the expanding numbers quite frightening. If I'm feeling something, that's definitely what I'm feeling first. But I find it, you know, I'm happy that to connect, or I feel like if you find my music, there's a reason why you found it, and you may need it. And I'm happy for all of those people and for myself that the connection was made.
Because Runaway serves a purpose, and now it's found a new home for people.
Yeah, and it's a very touching thing. Imagine how scary it is to let something into your heart. let something touch it, and even make it cry. So I'm honored by that.
Yeah. Are you into TikTok?
Well, define.
I don't know. I'm not a TikToker.
Tickety-tock. Pew, pew. Well, I like that it's more personality-based. It seems like, of course, all social media kind of abuses us and controls us and, manipulates us in ways we can't even imagine. But in some way, I feel like at least the people have a lot of the power and control with TikTok. Giving people the ability to be heard and to it gives some kind of meaning to people's voices, which I like. But I find it really strange. It's very uncontrollable, and the name of it tastes weird.
TikTok.
No. Nutty.
It's a nutty taste.
Like a squirrel.
Yeah. Oh, do you apply flavour to words then? If TikTok's nutty, what's Aurora?
Oh, it tastes like champagne.
Oh, that's a good answer. But speaking of giving power to the people, the last time we spoke was just before you spoke and performed at COP26.
Yes.
How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was lovely. It was just a full day of being around people and seeing the beauty in people and how large our voices become together. And for a whole day, which is rare to have these days. We just have a whole day where everyone is passionate and inspirational. And I'm a huge admirer of the ancient world and the way humans lived before. I'm a huge admirer of a lot of indigenous cultures. And my favorite part was definitely hearing their voices. It's incredible how they make up such a small amount of the population of the earth, but still they protect the most of the forests. So we can thank them for so much. And it's just beautiful. And actually, a lot of that reflects in how they think about their surroundings, how they worship nature, the ground, the trees, the water, everything here we can touch, and how that makes them such good fighters for something bigger than themselves. And that's one of the inspirations for the album. Because I think that when we removed what we thought God was, long time ago, when God was just everything right here, and we removed him or her and put it up in the sky, far, far away from here, I think it impacted how we treat each other and ourselves and our surroundings when God wasn't no longer within our reach.
Yeah.
And I've been so inspired by that, and I've reflected and thought so much about what that has done to our world. And I find that choice very fascinating. I don't understand why we did that.
Yeah. But coming away from COP26, did you feel like we're kind of reaching a point where real change is possible now?
Yes. I have a lot of hope for the future. I think the real change, the emotional, genuine respect, that will change beyond the possibility of relapsing into the same habits, but the permanent mental change, I think comes after us in our children, because one day they will rule the world and be the big CEOs of companies that the same companies that now are mostly ruining our planet. And the people refusing to change for the behalf of the world will die soon anyways, which is sad, of course. Yes, rest in peace. No, but it's horrible, of course, but it's for the whole world. It makes me really hopeful. I have so much hope in our children, but I also hope that the people of the now will change as well, because we have to do something as well before it's too late. It's just the one planet we have, guys, with life in the whole universe. Why are we ruining it? It's so sad.
Very sad. But you said before that your music has a tendency to kind of speak to the power of Mother Nature, but so the gods that we can touch is more about the power of humanity.
Maybe.
Ooh,
What do you think?
I think so. I'm hearing a lot about people and relationships and how one person connects to another. Am I wrong?
Well, no, because it's also that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot about the dynamic between, yes, two people, between a student and a teacher, between an abuser and a victim, between us and religion, between rules and freedom, and between our soul and our physical bodies, shame and desire. You know, all of these relationships and dynamics between, it's very complex, but it's about all of these things, including what you just said. But with me, it's almost always much larger than just a relationship with two people.
Yeah.
Because that's so boring.
Everyone and everyone.
Yes.
And musically, I mean, you've got some cool clubby moments on there. You've got some things that are a bit kind of Fleetwood Mac-y at times. Would you say this is kind of your most like musically extrovert record?
Yes, definitely, because it's very playful, and it's very extroverted to be playful in front of the world. You know, I've been very playful, because it's all about, because the whole album is always also about encouraging people to be more playful and to be less shameful about what makes us dangerous and beautiful and weird and sensual, and you know, all of these things that I find so beautiful. I love human beings. Of course, it's easy to also say that you hate human beings and believe it, because there's a lot to hate as well. But in our nature, when we're good, and I believe that our nature is good, then I really love us. So yeah, I've just been, you know, doing what makes me feel happy, and what makes me feel in touch with my inner child.
Yeah. Would you say that maybe came from having to stay indoors so much for the last 2 years? You kind of wanted to break out and like, or was a song like Cure for Me always inside you?
Well, I've had a lot of different songs that I've written. Oh, Blue Socks. What is it?
Blue
Who
socks.
is that?
I bought some art socks. I don't know the name of this one.
Oh, it's an
This one with the
angel.
angel. You know, they've got answers in the comments. Who's the painting with the two angels looking up? One's like this. Two cherubs.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
They're
but
either
I
like
can't remember the name
really
of this one.
innocent or like, ugh,
Yeah.
tired of the crap.
Yeah.
But they're really nice.
I thought it'd
like
be quite
it.
fitting for today.
Yes, it's really fitting.
Angels that are tired of the crap.
Thank you, sir.
That can be the name of the B-sides album.
Yes, yes. Very nice.
Thank you.
As you Englishmen say, neat business right there, little old chap.
I say that a lot.
You do. You did earlier today. But yes, what did I say?
Needing to write a really extrovert clubby record. Not clubby
yes.
record, but like larger than life
Home,
record.
being at home.
Yeah.
Well, yes, of course it has. It's been wonderful to be in more... I love silence, as you know, and there's nothing that inspires me more than to not hear the world, but to have the time to listen to what's actually in here, which silence and space gives us room to do. Sometimes we avoid it because it's painful. And sometimes we have to go through so many layers that we build up, so it's almost impossible. But I would recommend it to anyone out there because it's such a beautiful experience. But yes, that's the place I go to write mostly. And this space and time and silence has given me a lot of room for that. And also just watching the world in that mental state, what the world is going through, all the people discovering joy in small things again, people with anxiety finally breathing and to be able to work from home, but also the people that have really been suffering and dying. And it's been such a devastating and beautiful and complex time. Yeah, I've tried to like breathe as much of it in as I can and make an album that I feel could be good for the world, at least the people kind of living in my world. And it's done a lot of good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I remember you said that you were inspired around the time that, we spoke about this around the time the Secret Garden track came out, that you thought that the Black Lives Matter movement had a different impact during COVID because people were kind of forced to look at it and consider it and consider their place.
Yeah, because it's been like Black Lives Matter isn't a new battle. It's been around for so long, and we have been fighting against racism for so long as well. But it's the first time the whole world, and including myself, obviously, have really opened, which is kind of shameful because it's, you know, all the lives that have already been lost. It's too late for so many, but in time also for so many. But I think the world needed space to really gather and connect and agree finally on like, now let's really raise our voices and fight for something that should be so obvious. And it's so absurd that we even have to fight for it, but obviously so necessary. But I think it's like, it's always a good thing when the oppressed aren't the only ones fighting.
Yeah.
But actually the privileged, you know, starting to fight as well. I think that's a sign of true progress. Because it's always it's so important that, you know, to kind of pass on the fighting to the people that have the energy for it, because they don't have to constantly fight for their right to live.
Yeah.
So you have obviously a bit more to give, I guess. Because I can't imagine, you know, I know my own battles, but to have, to constantly have to fight for your right to live and also be the ambassador of your own battle in this world must be exhausting. So yeah, I think it's always good when the privileged understand that they have to do something as well and contribute.
Yeah. Do you think we'll have a more kind of better sense of togetherness as we come out of all of this and head into 2022?
I hope so. But I also know how quickly we forget.
Yeah.
And just look at the world, how tight we have to hold on to our progress and how quickly we can lose it. And you see it in history as well. People and countries have no, but like so many, and I'm talking about the saddest thing, but like so many countries have forgotten progress.
Yeah.
Like Texas right now, abortion. It's just, it's absurd how much we can lose as well. So we have to really hold on tight and basically never stop fighting every day for our rights.
And speaking of togetherness, I mean, this is a very kind of up and extrovert record. Do you think this is going to kind of change the energy of your live shows?
Yes, I think so. But I also know the album has its very intimate moments. But I think because the intimate moments in my music feels like home, you know. I know exactly how to do that because it's very intimate to me, music. But I feel like these these parts as well are also a very new, intimate side. So it kind of feels the same. But live, I'm very used to letting go and, you know, I don't care about anything when I perform because I love the wildness of it and I'm very extroverted on stage.
Yeah.
No, I'm very outgoing. I'm very introverted, but extremely outgoing because I don't care what people think of me, even though I might fear people sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is a fun dynamic to live in. But yes, so I think it will feel the same, but also, kind of change. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Ask me in a year and I'll tell you.
Yeah. Do you have that, I mean, because we talked about the kind of the clubby element of Cure for me before. Do you have that same energy on night out? What's Aurora like when she goes clubbing?
Oh, well, I love the contrasts of life. That's my favorite thing about being born. I love crying and laughing, and I love like climbing in trees and meditating and like making music and painting and being in my magical world and feeling like I'm a magical creature with secrets. I love that part, but I also love beer. I'm Norwegian, so of course I do. I love rave partying. that's one of my favorite things in life, to dance.
Yeah.
And with people who dance. I love it so much. And once I go out, I never go to bed before sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day after, I go for a walk in the forest, and I make like a little house for in case fairies exist. But it's nice to kind of do both.
Yeah.
And all of these worlds are a huge part of me, because I love a lot of things. But yeah, I'm very fun on a night out.
You should make a little club for fairies in
Yes.
case they exist.
Yes, I should, in case they exist. Or like a tiny speaker making human music.
Yeah.
Beep boop beep.
What would you play to them?
Wonderwall.
I mean, it is a banger.
Or I would play only Nickelback.
What era Nickelback?
Oh no, none of them. No, just kidding. I'm sorry. No, I think I would play Chemical Brothers and The Prodigy, because they are my two favorite bands.
Amazing.
Two of them.
Yeah, that track you did with Chemical Brothers was amazing.
I love Chemical Brothers. I love you.
Do you think you guys will work together again?
I hope so. Both with The Prodigy and the Chemical Brothers.
Because didn't you terrify the Chemical Brothers last time you worked together because he went missing?
Oh yeah, I
He
kind
went
of
AWOL.
did. Oh, and they're so nice. He's so nice, and very like generous and grounded and strange.
So you remind me of this, right? You said you were going for a walk, and then you were quite some time.
Yes, because his daughter had a birthday, and I had forgotten to book an hotel, I think. So I just didn't have a place to live. I don't know what happened, but I was like, "Oh, can I live in here with you?" and they gave me this beautiful room, like on the attic, with like this huge bed. It was really lovely, and it was his daughter's birthday. So I felt a bit intrusive. So I was like, I'll just go for a walk and I'll be back. But then I got lost and I walked around for like 5 hours, and there's no reception there with a phone. So, but I found a small bar, had a beer, walked around in the garden. It was lovely, but I did scare them a bit because it was getting dark.
Yeah.
And I understand.
And speaking of clubs, your work with Suburban's been getting a lot of attention.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they're blowing up online, as they say now. How did you guys meet? What happened there?
We didn't.
Oh.
They just said, he just said, do you want to do something on this track? And I said, yeah, sure. And then we did it.
Oh, wow. You guys are touring
We
together,
met
right?
later
Yeah. And now you're pals.
in LA.
Yeah.
And it's very nice because I'm very short, he's very tall, and he has black hair and I have light hair. So it just feels very compatible.
Amazing. And you guys are going on tour together, right?
Yeah, we are. He's coming with me, which is kind of strange because I kind of feel like I should go with him because he's also very big. But I think we're going on tour together in North America. I think, Canada and, in North America. So that's very exciting.
What do you tend to get up to when the show is over? Do you just kind of decompress, or do you and your band go out? Oh.
Well, it depends. If I have like 4 shows in a row, I like to not drink after the 2 first shows to really take care of my body, because the most painful thing in the whole world, except for maybe giving birth, is to cancel shows. It's just the worst thing in the whole universe. And except for war and giving birth. Then on third place.
Cancelling shows.
Then, yes, so I spend a lot of time taking care of myself. But also I'm really bad at taking care of myself because it's so boring to do self-care sometimes. We play a lot of Monopoly. I always lose because I'm bad with money. So that makes sense. But we love to party also. We laugh so much, and it's a wonderful group, and we drink in the bus, and it drives with us in the back. And but I'm gonna bring PlayStation on this tour because I want to play The Witcher because I haven't played it yet.
Amazing. I'm guessing you're not doing Dry January. That's probably not compatible with releasing an album.
Oh no, I don't like rules like that. I don't see no point in them. But I like a good balance of the dry and the wet.
I'm guessing you have no New Year's resolutions either then.
No, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that or I like having goals. I like improving. That makes you feel good. I like being aware of like, oh, I could do this better maybe. I could be happier if I did this. You know, that's always good. But I don't think after Christmas, which is a hard time for some people, in Norway it's the darkest time of the year. It's cold. I think it's a depressing time for many. And I think it really, it messes up with our heads, that we think we have to justify that we exist with like, oh, but I'm going to improve, I'm going to do better, I'm going to fix that and do this. I don't like that we have to justify that we're here, because we don't. We don't have to do anything if we don't have room for it. We don't have to justify that we exist, because we're just here, you know, it doesn't matter. But if it makes you feel motivated, of course that's good, because motivation can do wonderful things to people. But yeah, I don't like it when the justifying part.
Yeah.
I like simply existing, but maybe that's a New Year's resolution in itself.
Just do what you want, guys.
2 wise words: be a doer, unless when you do and when you don't.
There you go.
It's going to be on my gravestone when I die.
Okay, make a note of that. That'll look good on an IKEA poster too.
Yeah.
On merch.
Yeah.
So what do you most want to get out of 2022?
Yes. No, I think it's going to take longer time for the world to get back to normal than we maybe hope and think. But I think the process is going to be wonderful anyways. In watching the world slowly go back to a new normal, most possibly. But I think 2020 is going to have more hope. And I think it's going to offer us more moments of freedom where kind of we feel that life is smiling to us. I really do. And that's the only thing I hope. I hope people will be better taken care of and have more hope and hold on a little longer. I really hope. I'm proud of so many people already for holding on until now. You know who you are at home. If you've been really like tested these years and you have lost maybe friends or a lover or a family member and yourself, it can be. I'm really proud of you for just being here still. But yes, I think it's going to be a very good year.
And what do you most want to achieve as Aurora this year, and how are you going to measure the success of this year?
I don't know. I hope I'm going to feel like that whatever comes to me, that I deserve it. Because it's hard to feel like you deserve things. I hope that whatever comes, I'm going to feel like, that I feel worthy of it. That's my biggest goal. And also to not burn myself out. I've been told by so many concerned fans that I have to take care of myself. And I promise I will do my best. But that's also a goal. And I guess to find the best balance between it all, you know. But I don't really think much of the future. It doesn't even exist yet. It doesn't matter. But right now, yeah, do like I always do. Just exist and try my best to live today nicely.
Which is a beautiful note to end on. Aurora's The Gods We Can Touch is out now. Good luck. Aurora, thank you once again.
Thank you.
Cheers. Woo!